Welcome back, guys, to our grammar lessons. Today we're going to be looking at a type of noun called a collective noun. Now, a collective noun, just like if you collect something, that means you have more than one. And in this case, a collective noun is a word that names a group. So let's look at these different pictures and try to figure out their collective noun. So we have a pride of lions, a school of fish, a litter of kittens, a herd of cattle, a baseball team, a crowd of people, a class of students, or a jury in a courtroom. All of these underlined words show a group, and this group is going to act as one. So we have some other examples besides the ones I just showed you, and I'm just going to put them on the screen so you guys can kind of see some of those different words that go with different people words or different animal words or different thing words. Take a little bit of time and just look at these collective nouns. All right, I know there's a lot of them, but we're just going to move on. Just know that these are basically groups. Where it gets tricky, though, is figuring out if the group is acting as one or if it's acting as different members within the group. And that changes how we actually have to do something in the sentence. So if the collective noun is acting together and they're acting as one unit, then that means the action word that goes with it or the verb is also acting as one group. For example, the herd walks toward the river. I can replace the word herd with he walks toward the river, and that makes sense. Same with the crowd cheers for the singer on the stage. In order to make sure that it's acting as one, I can replace the word crowd with he. So he cheers for the singer on stage. That's how it is acting as one person or one group. What is really going to trip you up, though, is when the members of the group or the members of the collective noun are not acting together. When they're doing separate actions such as arguing or a whole team is doing a whole bunch of different things on the field, then the noun is going to be a plural noun. When it's a plural noun, that means the action word, the verb, is also going to be plural. This is where it changes. So in this case, the jury are undecided about the verdict. The jury here, since they're undecided, that means that some people agree and some people disagree. We're going to replace this word with they. They are undecided about the verdict. In this sentence, the mob were fighting with each other. If they're fighting with each other, that means we have more than one member that's not acting together as a cohesive unit. So we're going to replace the word mob with they to make it make sense. They were fighting with each other. That's how it shows that this sentence is correct. This is tricky because sometimes the verbs are singular and sometimes the verbs are plural. We're going to do a few practice sentences on the next slide. So in this case, we have a soccer team. In sentence 1, we have the soccer team marches or march in the parade. Well, it looks like they are doing all the same thing, so they're acting together. If they're acting together, in order to figure out which verb I use, I'm going to use a singular pronoun. In this case, I'm going to take out soccer team and I'm just going to replace it with the word he. He marches in the parade, or he marched in the parade. The one that sounds the truest to my ear is marches, because in this case, the soccer team was singular. So the soccer team marches in the parade. Okay, now let's look at the second one. We have this same collective noun, the soccer team. But in this sentence, the soccer team has or have many different skills. The different here is showing that the different members of the group are acting separately, so they're acting differently. If I know that they're acting separate from each other, then that means I'm going to take out the word soccer team and I'm going to give it a plural word, such as they. Now I'm going to read the sentence and see which one my ear picks up. They has many different skills, or they have many different skills. The one my ear picks up on is have. So in this case, the soccer team is actually plural because they were acting differently. So the soccer team have many different skills. I know this can be tricky, but if you actually replace the word in front with a he or a they, depending if they're acting together or separately, it's going to really help your ear figure out which verb to choose. All right, bye guys.